Back in my day, this used to be a simple Minecraft trap. And for the time, it was the greatest thing ever. People would get trapped in it, and it would be great. It was a simple, cheap Minecraft redstone trap. But, times change, and so this isn't going to do anymore. And so, because times change, I think it's my goal today to find 5 new simple redstone traps that even the most inept of Minecraft players can do. Now, part of simplicity is having a simple means of activation. And so, to start, I want to go with a very, very simple means of activation for a redstone trap, and that's the pressure plate. Now, a lot of people still do this. They still put pressure plates on the way out their wooden doors, so that way people don't have to close the door behind them. But this can be exploited, and I'll show you how. Oh, look at me. I'm a noob player, and I've just logged onto the server for the day. I can't wait to leave my house and see what happens. Oh no! Who could have done this? This is really quite the simple trap when it comes down to it. All it really is a redstone sticky piston, a torch, and a bit of redstone linked to a pressure plate. All that happens is when the pressure plate is powered, our redstone torch is depowered, which then causes our sticky piston to retract and drop the player into whatever abyss you want to drop them into. And while something like this isn't original in any way, I find it still gets the job done, even to this day. Sticking with the simple means of activation, here's the next trap. Now, not all good traps have to kill you. Some just have to give you a fright. Now, there's a unique feature you can do with note blocks and mob heads, where if you put a mob head on a note block, when the note block is activated, it will make the mob noise. Now, the creeper head is one of those heads. It's a pain to get, but if you can get it by blowing up a charged creeper on a creeper, then you can replicate this trap with very, very, very little effort. And it can really, really scare some people. Now, sometimes pranks don't involve death, destruction, paranoia, psychological warfare. Sometimes they're just straight up annoying. And so this next one, it's fairly simple. When a player interacts with a barrel, they can create a redstone pulse using an observer. And we can use that to trigger a noise of some sort. So what I have wired up here is a observer into a redstone dust into a note block, and the note block has an ice under it, which allows it to make that jingling noise whenever I interact with the barrel. Now, this will only last until whatever person you're pranking figures out that this is the catalyst, but if you're wiring this with TNT, one time is enough, so go for it. Prank number 4. This one is quite the annoying one, because if you get close, you can really hear the chickens. Now, there's just a couple in there, but with silencers, you could get rid of them if you got the silencer data pack on a server. Great way to silence them. Otherwise, it's just going to be an extra layer of annoying. So what does this do? Well, if I throw an egg in here, we'll see it's going to fire an egg that the chickens have produced out. And so this is a way of self-hiding the egg and firing it out. And it will never, ever run out of eggs. It'll produce an infinite amount of chickens over its lifespan until it is found and shut down. While the device in concept may seem simple, this in and of itself is not the most simple thing ever. Now, the problem comes down to reading and taking a signal. Because of how item hoppers work, when you put one egg through, you have to almost stop it before you're able to fire it, because it will not read a single egg through at a time. So what I've done is I've come through and I've made it so it feeds into a point where it gets stopped by a redstone torch, and then it releases it, allowing me to get a pulse for every egg sent through the system and fire one egg out. Now that we've made another annoying trap, I think it's time we go back to lethality. So I contemplated what would be the last prank we could pull here, and I thought to myself, well, TNT minecarts haven't been used yet, so why not? We're going to build this together because this will probably blow up in my face the second I try to explain it. So if we build it now, maybe it won't blow up on me before I can show it off. So I've started here by clearing this area out underneath this composter, and that's because this composter is our catalyst. You see, when this composter fills up, it'll drain out into these hoppers. And when it drains to this bottom hopper, well, that is when it goes into our comparator. Now our comparator then activates, lights some rail, and then with the TNT minecarts on there, bada bing, bada boom, we have a big boom. But here's a totally reasonable example of what an idiot player would walk up and do. They fill it, they fill it, they fill it. Oh no! Now there is the problem that villagers can also trigger this. However, let's be real, if your friend is, well, they're probably not a friend after, but if your friend is farming, they're probably getting rid of all of their excess seeds for bone meal, and that's when this happens. So that was my 5 simple, somewhat silly redstone prank ideas. If you enjoyed, there are buttons down below you can hit. You don't have to hit them, but if you know which ones I'm talking about, I would suggest you do if you want to see more like this. I've been Cadiot, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!